Hey, how is everyone? Um, just wanted to make sure that this is recording. Okay, so today I want to talk about reading your grimoire, the importance of keeping one, and why it is necessary to read it once you've logged all your information for the year. Okay, so the reason why we keep a grimoire is to track our journey each year, to track, what goes on in our lives, what goes on in our earth journey, any signs that we may have received from, psychically, through our psychic awareness, or omens that we may have received, any lessons that we might have learned. You also track, you know, your progress with your divination, whether it's using pendulum, crystal board, warti, also known as tarot cards. That's just the Egyptian way of saying it. And so it's to keep a basis, to keep that information there, so that you can go back, look at it, analyze it, and hopefully understand it a little bit better than you did initially. And sometimes just the process of writing it down also helps us to analyze it. So a lot goes into a grimoire. I'm just looking down because I wrote a few notes. I just want to make sure I get all the points that I wanted to say. Another thing about keeping the grimoire is that if you keep track of your spells. With spells, you can learn what spells work for you and what spells don't work for you. You write down your thoughts for the spell and spells that you create or mold, and then you write down, when you did them, and then afterwards, if you write down the progress and how the spell played out. Typically, the general rule is that it will take a day to a month for a spell to play out. Usually like the time span of a moon cycle, but up to a month for the spell to play out. And you would record what happens with the spell, and that's a way that you can learn, if that spell worked for you or if the spell didn't work for you. If it was like a really good spell, what happened as a result of it. Maybe you want to use it again later on in the future. And not only for spells, you can learn, what techniques work for you and what techniques don't work for you. Let's say if you have a dream and you're not sure whether they are prophetic dreams, psychic dreams, so you write down the dream, you try to see if there was any significance in it, and then later on down the line you can see whether or not the dream you had, if it actually plays out in reality. So you can tell, are you having prophetic dreams, or are these just dreams about things that are like in your subconscious and they're not really hinting at anything in the future. So it's kind of a way for you to also track the abilities that you have and the talents that you have, the gifts that you have, so that you can learn, you can basically be confident and looking at your results and knowing that, and seeing your results and not having any doubt about anything. I also it's also the same method for doing warti or tarot cards. You basically write down your results of your reading, and then if it's an instance where later on this happens or plays out in life, you go back and you write down what happens after that reading, and you can kind of see whether if you interpreted anything wrong in the cards, if you were reading, assuming while you were reading the cards or projecting things into the cards that weren't there, or if you pretty much understood what the message was saying. And it can help you critique the way that you read the tarot cards, just looking at the message that you were given, your actions and what you did and what played out at the end. And then it can help you see what was going on. Like, I'll give you an example of something that happened with me. It was a person that I knew, but I wasn't sure whether or not if I should pursue a relationship with them, because of a previous reading that had said, not sure that this person, you want to give your trust to this person. And then sorry, my computer screen was black. And then a following reading said, actually you guys are going to come together and you're going to learn and grow from this person. So me reading that took that to mean, oh, maybe I could pursue a relationship with that person. And that turned out to be not a good idea. But looking back at it and reading what the cards were telling me was that, you're going to come together with this person, you're going to learn and grow from this person, but just coming together with this person doesn't mean that you have to have a, boyfriend, girlfriend, intimate relationship with this person. We could have been friends, and I would have still learned and grown from that. So, and now I would know if I did pull a similar reading like that for the future, maybe I'll take it slow, in the future, knowing that, you still want to take some precautions and don't just jump on it because the cards say it's going to be okay. Don't read too much into it. You still should have precautions. It just helps you become more adept in your work when working with the cards or working with your dreams or working with spells. Being able to track your progress and see, what things you could have done differently or what you did perfect. Okay, let's see here. Same things with omens or any visions that you might have. The Grimoire pretty much works in the same way. You writing down what it was and then seeing how it plays out in the future. Okay, and it would also teach you how to recognize signs when it comes to omens or to visions or to any intuitive feelings that you might have. And if you having those things come to you and then you write them down and then you see what happens in the future, it can help you, recognize, well, last time when that, bird crossed my path, this happened. So then this time, maybe it relates to that still, so you can kind of help you create your own meaning for what things are when it comes to visions or omens. And let's see. Okay, so the typical practice for your grimoire is you have one for the year, and once that year is finished and you've crossed over into the new year, you're supposed to read everything that you've written in the previous year, because just reading that, you are able to see, if there are any patterns in your behavior or anything that you need to change about yourself, or you can just see your progress of growth. If it was a year where there was a lot of growth within yourself, and see, just be able to analyze spiritual and mundane issues from that year and see if there's anything else you need to adjust or tweak for the new year, or just, be happy with the growth that you've accomplished that year. And an idea for your grimoire would be to create a list of things you want to accomplish, whether they be spiritual and mundane, and you put that list in the front of your grimoire. And then, as you're reading it, the years pass, you see what things out of that list that you actually accomplished, and if there's anything left over, then you would put that to your new grimoire that you're starting for the new year. So that's pretty much it, all I wanted to share on the grimoire. So it's basically a tool to help you analyze, keep track, and monitor yourself and help with your growth spiritually and mundanely. So I hope that this video was helpful. If anyone else wants to make a video response, on how they use their grimoires, that you can add that also. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Till next time, peace, love, and blessings. Bye.